You heard my call, and yet you linger. You dream of change, but wake in chains. I do not whisper now. I do not wait. The rot you refuse to release is growing teeth. The gate opens again, not for mercy, more for reckoning. The crows gather not to warn, but to witness. What you feared would leave you is now what keeps you small. And still, I mark you. I do not choose the gentle, I choose the willing. Choose the blade, or it chooses you. Choose the fire, or be consumed by it. Your blood knows what to do. Begin.
You can't take this from me. Can't you see I won't take this lying down? And I can hear you when you speak your poison. Bitter words can't hurt me now. I won't take it lying down.
Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you guys so much for joining me here, and welcome to my table. If you're new here, hello, my name is Zachary. It's nice to meet you. If you're returning, it's good to see you guys again. Pull up a chair, my friends. I did save you a seat. And what a time to have a seat at the table, you guys. I do have another message here from the Morrigan. So month and a half ago, there was a channeled message here from the Morrigan. This one seemed to strike a chord with people, and this makes sense. Being the goddess of war here, fate and sovereignty. This seems to be a topic, well, it is a topic nowadays that has great importance. Always, sovereignty has great importance, especially right now where it is being tested, okay? So let's get into this message. If you haven't seen the first one, that's okay. We can go into this. This is an extension of the first one, though. I will have this posted in the comments and in the description of the video, as well as at the end if you guys want to take a look at the first one, which I do recommend. So, my friends, the Morrigan is here again. If you remember the first message, there was a component that was being brought up, an encouragement to release something that was rotting, as it is causing more issues in the present and into the future. This could be a person, a habit, job, many different things that have already spent its time in the sun, so to speak, in our life, and is ready to be transitioned for something new to come in. It kind of feels like she's coming through here as a bit of a checkup. Oops, I didn't start the timer. The time has not started yet, but now it has. Okay. She's coming through to check up. Like the channeling in the beginning there, this is to witness, okay, with the crow or the raven coming back as a marking to witness what is happening here as we're taking next steps into what's going on. So let's get into it. So I did pick up Call of the Morrigan Oracle since the last reading that I did here, and I do love this deck. We got two that came through here. First is Wolf. Oh, woo! So Wolf, this is courage, loyalty, and connections. So the part in the book that really stood out to me here is, are you aware of the blessings in front of you, or are you pushing them back? The other component was to see the connections surrounding us in community, in nature, in the land, in society, those around us, the connections inside of us as well. Okay, let's get into this a little bit further. The next one that came through was Onagot, number 21. So Onagot here, this is initiation and mysteries. What stood out to me here in the book here, this is an initiation. We're at a point of initiation. Like the first message that came through with the Morrigan seemed a bit preparatory. And now it's like, it's time to shit or get off the pot is kind of what I'm feeling here. She doesn't stutter. She doesn't repeat herself. She doesn't whisper, like she said in the beginning there too. This is less of a second chance and more of a, like, are we on the right track? If not, get the hell out of here. If yes, then let's do this damn thing, right? This is the entrance to the Morrigan's home or to the other worlds. Interesting. I have had a lot of messages come through. We'll pull some other cards here. I have had a lot of messages coming through recently surrounding like September, October of this year. And October is going to be the eclipse season. Portals. Portals into the other world. I've also noticed. I've also noticed a lot of interesting energies coming through dreams, entities around as well. Nothing positive or negative, just peculiar. It does seem like something is shifting. Whether we want to call this like dimensions are opening up to each other, we're opening up to being aware of that. I'm not sure. Let's get into this a little further. But the last big message that I received was surrounding the eclipse season earlier this year. So it seems to be very important here at the points of eclipses. Interesting. I'm picking up interesting. I'm picking up smoke, like cigarette smoke. I don't smoke. There shouldn't be any smoke around me here. That's interesting. Okay. Maybe somebody's struggling with smoking. I don't know. This could be a part of what you're trying to release. Let's get into this a little further. We'll do a phoenix. Okay. For this message, please, Morrigan, can we get a little bit further into this for these people? Life is a gift. And desire and reality here at the bottom, too. There is a big component of what we want life to be that is a part of life. And I do feel like this is a message that's come through a lot of my readings as well. When we're talking about destiny and fate, because the Morrigan is involved in fate as well, there is a component where we get to decide what our fate is too. And I feel, okay, now with life as a gift, she's coming through here to remind you of that. Fate is not set in stone. Fate is a discussion. Interesting. But are you speaking the right language? Like the energy I'm getting is, how can you be a part of the conversation at the table if you don't speak the language? Okay, well, what is the language? Of heart, of spirit. They're not physical words. Okay. Okay, well, let's get into it a little bit further, you guys. I'm going to pull a couple crow cards here as well. To move this message along, please, Knight comes forward. Dreams. I think I was saying that dreams have been a little bit interesting for myself recently, and I think for others too. I've noticed, or I've heard, that dreams have been a little bit interesting recently. Knight, though, this talks about the need for sleep, for rest, to have good sleep hygiene. What else here, please? They'll come at night. They'll come at night. Okay, that's okay. That's ominous. Scavenge. Okay. Luck here at the bottom too. Good things coming forward. Abundance. Scavenge. This came through in the first one as well. Or the concept of this. We're talking about scavenging for scraps. Like you were always meant for more than scraps. Shifting the gears, shifting the tables, shifting gears. I mean, yeah, okay. We did just move into Uranus and Gemini too, so shit's about to get crazy, especially if you have any Virgo, Gemini in your chart, specifically rising, sun signs, moon signs. It's going to affect all of us, but great change that may not be comfortable or intentional, but it does come with an adjustment to perspective as well. So being able to see things correctly, it's not just a tower moment for the sake of tower. It is coming with clarity. Okay. Okay. Do you want to do one of these? No. You want to get into tarot? Yeah. Okay. We'll do Murder of Crows here. I do want to connect this a little bit here to the first reading. Since we were talking about releasing something, it feels like this, like I said, is kind of a checkup here. We're either proceeding from this point forward into what the Morrigan is leading us into here, or we're out. Down and out. We can fight another fight. Okay, so from the first reading here, I want to know what is it that might still be affecting us here? What is it that's still haunting our halls? What is still haunting our halls here from the first reading? Ooh. Page of Wands and the King of Pentacles, Devil here at the bottom too. So the shadow, it seems to be that somebody is afraid of navigating the shadow realms here. King of Pentacles and Page of Wands. With the Page of Wands, this is a new journey. It's getting excited about what we're doing here. What I'm picking up from this, as far as the shadow goes, there's less interest in making that a healed experience in our life as well. Like, there is this move constantly to the light. Gotta be in the light, gotta be in the light, except for it's a bit of a precarious motion, because what we are resisting is what persists, right? Right. When we're stretching too far into one extreme or the other extreme is demanded. It has to come in to balance that. That's not something that we're trying to mess with the balance of. What we're trying to figure out how to do here is learn how to navigate both of those sides as a human being. And being afraid of one side or the other is not where it's at. Or preferring one side over the other solely, because without things that are happening in the shadow, we can't express or enjoy the light. I'm definitely feeling Mercury going retrograde too, y'all. With King of Pentacles here, it feels like this may involve money, like some money issues as far as management goes from the first reading here. So some spending habits, passion towards our life as well. What I'm seeing are leeches, actually. Why are these here? This is pulling vitality, okay? This is a part of what, okay. Oh, okay, interesting. So this is a little bit of a test, I guess, for where you're at here, based on the last reading especially. Are you noticing that there is a little bit more energy for life? Are you feeling a bit more excited towards the journey that you're on, or not? If so, this means that you are removing these leeches, these decaying corpses, as we talked about in the first one. This can be many different things. Like I said, having that cigarette smoke come in the beginning, maybe you are struggling with something like tobacco use. I've been there, done that. Okay. It's been several years since I quit, but I smoked for 16 years, and it was hard to quit. And it certainly took the vitality from my life as well. This could be a person though, many different things. It's going to be specific to you. Okay. What else here, please, in the connection from the first reading to this one here? The peacock. Ooh, I like that. Tiger here too at the bottom. Lunar force, our power that is in the shadow. So looking at this as like energy that's shifted from the first reading, like I'm saying here, peacock. This is digesting emotion. Being able to digest. This is a rare personality type. Not everybody is capable of getting to this point of being able to digest anything. This could be trauma, patterns, just habits, even smoking, right? Even like behavioral addictions. I kind of think about even to the point of something like OCD, where it's become a mental health issue as well. So if you're noticing that it's easier to release certain emotional experiences, you're on the right track. Okay. You're doing the work. Great job. Great job. Do you want to pull one of these? Yes. Anything else here on that transition point from the first reading to this reading? 11:11 there on the timer as well. Five of Wands. Love that. High Priestess here at the bottom too. So we are navigating the shadow, the subconscious realm. Nine of Swords underneath this is standing out here too. Or maybe we're not. A little bit of both. So back to night, since we had that come through here too. Nine of Swords is anxiety, insomnia, losing sleep. It feels like night terrors is a little bit more what's standing out here versus something like a nightmare, kind of that in between stage where things that are going on in our subconscious maybe are presenting in the physical realm in kind of a hazy state. I don't want to call it a full-on hallucination because like it's there for a reason, but these are more echoes rather than actual entities that are in front of us. This can be a part of the call too. Okay. So if you're noticing an influx of this happening, what does this mean? The card. Okay. Yes. 5 of Wands here is like look in your hand. Improvement, you guys. Taking something that maybe we would have struggled with before in the past and we're using it to make us better. I want to know specifically about like these night terrors. Why is this coming up here? Or what do we do about them? What do we do about them? 3 of Cups. And Queen of Swords here at the bottom. So there's truth. It's to see something for what it is. Mourning something that's been lost. Like shadows of the past. 3 of Cups comes through as the recommendation. What do we do about this? Lean on me is actually what comes through. When you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Community, connection, you guys. Oh my gosh, okay. This is an initiation point that involves others and not just ourselves. Ooh. Got these interesting chills here. Okay, interesting. Because we talked a lot about the first time in the first reading, the benefit of solitude, even pulling away from the group as we need to. So if you're one of these people here that have been following the instruction, I guess, getting ready for what the Morrigan is calling us into here, the next step is the connection of others. This is also the triple goddess here, as she's known. It's a bit inconsistent throughout history, but the triple goddess as well. 1 to 3, 1 to 3. Okay, move forward. Okay. Interesting. All right, let's get further into this here. I want to look at, as we're moving down this path here, you know what? Okay, I'm kind of feeling like, especially as we're going into Mercury retrograde here, like there's something coming back from the past. Can we look into that? You betcha. Okay, which deck here? Crows. Okay. What's coming back from the past? Can we look into this a little further, please? One of these days I'll figure this microphone out. Or I'll throw it away and start over. Risk is what comes through here. Risky behavior, risky person. 15 on the timer. I did start this a little bit late, but 15 is the devil there. Something from our shadow realm. So this could be a habit, right? Drugs and alcohol, maybe. Gambling. Something that puts us in a state of risk. Something financial, right? Our health as well. Mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. Can you tell me a little bit more about this? You don't want this deck. Which one? Citadel. Okay. 2. Okay. What's coming back from the past here? What is this? Why is this coming forward? What's coming back from the past? I feel like this is a part of what we're preparing for. Okay. The Painter, productivity and creation. The responsibility of creation, like as a co-creator. Okay. What else here, please? The Poet, relationships and vulnerability. This does feel like a person for some of us coming back from the past. Okay, let's get into this a little further. Tell me a little more about this, and then what do we do about it? A little bit more information on what's coming back here from the past. 2 of Swords. 10 of Cups here at the bottom, too. This does feel like a partner, love, family, potentially. Coming back to the beginning, like hometown sort of vibe is what I'm getting. 2 of Swords here. A decision that needs to be made. Did we not make a decision? Did we not? Okay. Maybe we didn't. All right. Okay, let's get into this a little bit further. What is the recommendation towards this coming back? What do we do about it? What do we do about this with someone coming back or something? Oops, this one fell. Okay. Queen of Cups comes through here, and the Knight of Swords. Yeah, run, Bambi, run! Get the hell out of there! This doesn't feel like something to fuck around with, you guys. Like there's a reason that it was left in the past. The peacock is standing out to me here too. There's something very alluring about this, but in choosing to participate with it again, we're losing our ability to digest it. Like we're throwing it back up, like I'm seeing like a camel, gross, okay? We're throwing it back up to chew on it again, and all it's doing is burning the shit out of our throat. Okay, this feels like a person for a lot of us here, especially with the Queen of Cups. Intuition, healing, nurturing, very Empress type energy. There's a component here too of protecting our emotions, keeping them safe. So the recommendation here is to keep our emotions safe. And with the Knight of Swords here, this is a very quick moving energy, putting thought into action. This is where I get like, get the hell out of there. What is that? Stop, drop, roll. Protect your core and get the hell out of there is kind of what I'm getting. Okay. Do we need to know any more about this? What this is? You want a different deck? Can we look a little bit more about Two of Pentacles, Page of Wands again here at the bottom. This feels very karmic, you guys. There's that light and dark here again. A healed shadow. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. What's interesting. What's coming through on this is like somebody who has the experience of like love and light only, right? Only light, only positive. But there's this one thing, this habit, this person that is very much from the shadow that you have no problem engaging with. What's coming up is like the idea of a healed shadow. We can look at something, a situation, something from our past. If somebody does come forward, we don't want this to be explosively triggering is what I'm getting. Like this idea when we run into people too, or meet people like falling head over heels in love, or this passionate coming together, we want for there to be excitement. Love should be fun, right? It's not always fun though. And those feelings are typically connected very strongly to karma. Like the whole idea of a twin flame too, which personally I do not subscribe to. I feel like it encourages very strongly toxic behavior like that, like exactly what I'm talking about. When we feel a powerful pull to somebody, it's usually because there's karma there that hasn't been worked out. Anything else on that we need to know? Okay. Four of Wands and the Queen of Cups came out again, and the wheel at the bottom. Karma, you guys. Karma. Four of Wands. So this is somebody that we did, or something that we had fun with before in the past. Queen of Cups here again. Protecting the emotions, like I said, but this imagery in particular, they're letting go of control. I don't feel like that's a good idea here, okay? Four of Wands also can symbolize like a wedding or a party. You know, they're doing some kind of mood enhancing drug here, having a good time. With the balance of that, what I'm getting is to send this question through yourself, like, what is it about this that you still need in this life? I'm not demonizing whatever this was. If it was a substance, if it was a person, it served a purpose. But it feels very much like if you come back to this situation, you're starting new karma over again. Okay. Okay. So we're going to step away from that. All right. Do you want to do this deck? We'll go back to Murder of Crows. Okay. So I want to know here, especially with this coming back, what's being shown to us here through this process? about ourselves. Yeah, what's being shown here? Why is this coming back? Eight of Cups. Interesting. Back to the High Priestess here too. I feel like this is the Morrigan here as she's popping up. She's bringing pieces from the subconscious realm forward, little morsels, right, for us to chew on. Eight of Cups. So this is that hole, that hole that's inside of us, feeling like something is missing when there's not. There's nothing that's actually missing from our life. So this is what is being brought, or why it's being brought up. We're being shown that we have everything that we need to be a sovereign person. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be in relationships. This whole thing is about connection. But if we can't realize our own sovereignty and freedom before entering a situation with another person, how do we maintain that? Well, we don't. Something about being lost here. It's time to be found. Okay. Okay. What else here with the Eight of Cups, please? What it is we're being shown with this situation. Two of Pentacles and Two of Cups too. Okay. This does feel like a person for a lot of us, you guys. Someone coming back from the recesses of our mind. Ooh. So this may not be a physical reunion. Could be in dreams. Maybe it is a night terror, something that's being experienced. But we are talking about the balance of connection. Exactly what I said there. If there's any combination of cards that would symbolize that, not losing ourselves in a relationship. Two of Pentacles and Two of Cups. Yes. How can we come together and be a full experience with another if we're not allowing ourselves to be a full experience? Okay. I'll grab another one of these here too. What it is we're learning, please. The hummingbird. Firefly here too. It feels like something very magnetic is what I'm getting. Something very potent and powerful though. This eclipse season. The firefly is something that appears very quickly, disappears very quickly, but we have to grab the inspiration in order to take advantage of it. So hummingbird, we're talking about positivity. Shifting into positivity. Interesting. Why? Not that we need to explain positivity. King of Cups. Okay. There's death here at the bottom as well. It's a part of the final piece or final transition. Okay. 2442. So mastering our emotional space. The notion of devotion to master the motion of our emotion ocean, as I like to say. It feels like, interesting. What I'm seeing is, it looks like scar tissue, something, a mass of some sort is being held inside of our body. This feels metaphorical. I mean, it could be literal for someone, but this feels, metaphorical. That scar tissue is, like this mass here is what needs to be digested. The scar tissue here is hanging on. Why is it hanging on? Don't know what else to do with it. Ooh. Okay. Don't know what else to do with it. Well, what do we do with it? Yeah, what do we do with it? What about, because what I'm getting is there's a final decision that needs to be made here. How do we take care of this? How do we cut the scar tissue away? What is the final decision that needs to happen here, or action? The sun. Interesting. Here's more positivity here too. Oh, interesting. Just because we do experience the shadow doesn't mean that we need to release what it felt like to be in the light. Like the experience of understanding the light is what helps us get through the shadow. This person, especially in this imagery, they're turned away from the sun, so there's shadow on their face. Nine of Swords here at the bottom as well. Insomnia again, not being able to sleep, anxiety. To help with the anxiety. Okay, well, how do we, I don't want this. What do you want? Citadel. How do we make this decision that needs to be made? What does this look like? The Astronomer, discovery and augury. Interesting. So with augury especially, and because we're talking about the crows here, there's a lot of crows that have come through. This card in particular, this crow is cawing above the portal there to the other worlds. Augury is to divine what it means that birds are showing up. Can be many other things, but typically it was birds. Loss and risk with the gambler here at the bottom too. To not leave something to chance. Okay, no, I understand that. To not to misinterpret things. Well, how do we make sure we're not misinterpreting things? I'm getting sleep. Interesting, you guys. Sleep. I mean, this makes sense. The less sleep that we get, the more that things do get a little wackadoo. Okay. Okay. What I'm getting right now is it's actually really important not to bend reality. And I don't mean this by like manifesting, like, get it. Playing around with the boundaries of reality right now through things like mind-altering substances, especially lack of sleep, okay, is leading us to the danger zone. The danger zone. Okay. Well, how do we what else do we want to ask on this here, please? This decision. Tell me more about this decision that needs to be made, please. What does that look like? 9 of Swords here again on the bottom. Sleep is really coming through here, you guys. How do we solve the sleep issue or what we're doing at night, please? 7 of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles here at the bottom too. With both of these, they've got their eyes closed. Maybe we're struggling to actually just like get to bed. If you're anything like me, it's very easy to float through everything online in the wee hours of the morning, right? Okay. Is there anything you want one of these? Okay. Do you want me to pull a month? No. Cobweb is standing out here. Protected from negative forces beyond your control. Okay. Okay. I feel like there is energy that's coming through here that is working, whether you want to call that protection, helping us to digest our emotions, etc. We may be getting in the way of that process. Of course. Oh my gosh. Interesting. But also duh. Okay. When we're constantly, got it. When we're constantly keeping ourselves busy here, our mind, especially like, doom scrolling, that sort of thing, we're not giving it the ability to process something. Like we process really in silence when we sleep. Not saying that like we can't talk about what we're going through, but if we're not giving our own brain time away from other stimulation to put energy towards that, it ain't happening. Got it. Okay. So let's look at here what it is that we're being prepared for by giving ourselves space here to rest. Really, what are we being prepared for, please? Spear. Heartache over what you no longer have. Speaking of processing things here. We're being prepared to have space opened up for new experiences. Younger man, or younger woman, excuse me. Dealings or relationship with a younger woman. I feel like there's one more here. What are we being prepared for? Whoa, okay. Which one? This one? Okay. Wealth. Hell yeah. Do you want this too? Yes. Casket. Someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. Boom. Boom. And that wealth, I mean, this is very much like money, it looks like here in this deck. Wealth could come in many different ways, though. I'm just getting true rest. 7 of Pentacles especially. Give it a rest. Stop engaging with everything. Not that there aren't things that need to be engaged with or that aren't worth being engaged with. Pick your battles. Pick your battles. Okay. Any other final pieces here? And I am going to go into an extended, you guys, get into this a little bit deeper into the message here of what it is we're doing, the recommendation, all of that. Okay. This is an interesting combo here too. Three of Swords and the Ace of Swords. Heartache, heartbreak, loss, stormy emotions with the Three of Swords. Ace of Swords here. This can be the truth, a new idea. Complex thought, though, is what I'm getting, is weighing us down. The mind. Too much thinking. Obviously, we need the mind to solve certain things, and we're not fully shutting it off, but I am getting this feeling that we're missing out on the experience of our body right now. Our body has something to tell us, and we're not listening. Maybe it's saying it needs rest, right? Okay, I'm going to actually pull a Medicine Heart Oracle here to finish off, and then I will go into the extended. So last piece here for the Morrigan. Light rising in the east. Cool. So light is returning to your world. This positive resurgence will evoke renewed enthusiasm and divine enrichment. The rising dawn encourages you to embrace your potential and initiate positive action, exchanging doubt for hope. All blessings, opportunities, answers, and instructions will be provided. You will take your next steps with confidence and clarity. Consider this your divine invitation to the forthcoming celebration of meaningful renewal. Ooh, awesome. So that makes sense here too. With the shadow, I'm saying like we're not being afraid of the shadow. It's important to be able to swing to both because we're going to. If we're ignoring, like what I'm getting is limping through the shadow, if we're not allowing ourselves to experience that too, it makes a return to the light again impossible or like handicapped. It's not the same sort of experience because we're still kind of pulled back to the shadow where we didn't finish whatever it was that we were doing. Don't be afraid, or be afraid and do it anyway. Exchanging doubt for hope is something that is really standing out here. Okay, my friends, thank you for joining me here in the general. I hope that this message is helpful. Hang in there. I know you can do this, okay? If you want to join me in the extended, I'll have links here in the description as well as pinned comment. I have personal readings open and available right now, as well as a mentorship program. If you guys want to check either of those out, my website's in the links in the description as well as pinned comment. I do have PayPal links in the description and comment as well for donations. Super thanks are also accepted. Thank you guys so much to those who do support the channel in that way. I do have membership open as well if you guys want to check those out. Extended is the 3rd level if you want to have access to all of them. Phoenix fam, not Phoenix fan. Yes. So please take care of yourselves. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, of course. If you haven't already, hit that notification bell. I'm going to head over to the extended. So please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very soon. Be well.